Iran condemned the execution of Syrian military and civilian citizens. It's considered the country supporting the armed terrorist groups responsible for such evil acts. The spokesperson of the Iranian Foreign Ministry warned against attempts by the West and some regional states to stop security in the country. He asserted that this would create instability in the whole region, pointing out that Iran continued to urge all parties to stop violence and restore full stability through controlling their borders with Syria. He also stressed Iran's support of the Ibrahimi's plan to solve the crisis, paving the way to hold a national dialogue to ensure a reasonable, peaceful outlet of the crisis. The Iranian Chief of Staff of the Armed Forces, Hassan Fairuzabadi, said that the U.S. administration was preparing another round of disruption in Syria. He told the American people that their leaders were supporting al-Qaeda throughout the world. He called upon Qatar not to expose its own security to danger through failing and falling in the American trap. He called upon the Muslims of the world to unite in order to cut off America's hand away from the Islamic countries. An armed terrorist group has committed another massacre in the area of Harim Idlib countryside, claiming the lives of more than 30 victims. The terrorists planned to broadcast the scenes of the massacre on TV satellites that are collaborates in the bloodshed of the Syrians in order to accuse the Syrian army of committing the sinister crime. An official source told Sana reporter that terrorists perpetrated a massacre against more than 30 citizens in Harim area, noting that the terrorists filmed the massacre and sent the photos and videos to channels which are involved in shedding of the Syrian blood to blame the army for it. The source added that the terrorists who committed the massacre are Abdul Mun'im al-Sabi, Basil Sayyid Isa, Muhammad Sukaini and Ghassan Ramzan Queri. In Idlib countryside, a unit of our armed forces destroyed a terrorist hideout with their weapons and ammunition. They also confiscated various weapons, including RPGs, machine guns and bombs. They destroyed a terrorist vehicle on the way to Muharrat al-Nu'man. A terrorist explosion took place behind the Dama Rose Hotel in Damascus today near the garage of the Workers' Trade Union in Damascus. Initial reports spoke of casualties and large material damage in the place. A source in the local municipality said that the explosive device weighed about 50 kilograms. A medical source in Al Muwasat hospital said that the number of the injured who reached the hospital as a result of the terrorist blast has amounted to 11. Most of them suffered medium injuries. In Damascus countryside, units of our armed forces clashed with terrorist groups that carried out crimes, sabotage, looting and destruction in the village of Ahjera. An armed terrorist group assassinated the young actor Muhammad Rafi', son of the renowned actor Ahmed Rafi', 2 days after abducting him in Barza area in Damascus. Muhammad Rafi''s father told Sana reporter that his son was kidnapped on Friday and killed on Saturday evening. He expressed pride to be one of the Syrian fathers who offered martyrs for the sake of defending Syria's dignity. The abduction and assassination of Rafi' came within the framework of the terrorist group's targeting of creative national cadres who announced their principled stances against the global war launched against Syria and rejection of the terrorist criminal practices against the Syrian people. Actor Muhammad Rafi' was born in 1982. He worked at theatre and radio before his participation in a number of TV series. Authorities seized a large amount of weapons and explosive devices inside a hideout for terrorists in Al-Haffa city in the countryside of Latakia. Sana reported quoted sources in the province as saying that the seized weapons included 50 explosive devices of different sizes and weights ready for detonation, 4 bomb-action rifles, 7 pistols, a number of detonators, ammunition, in addition to military uniforms and white arms. The Turkish website Sul Khabar asserted that although Erdogan's government adopted the concept of new Ottomanism and zero problems with the neighboring countries, it ended up playing the role of a tool to carry out imperialist agendas in the region. The website asserted that the Turkish government carried out provocative operations against Syria. However, as it dreamed of becoming a regional power, it received heavy blows, failed to instigate war and brought catastrophes to the people of the region. The website said that Turkey was going through the darkest period of its history. It restricted press freedom, detained opposition journalists and imposed strict control on mass media. The Czech website Valstani Hilavo pointed out that the execution of prisoners in Saraqib and elsewhere was not the only war crime according to the international law, but it was also a crime according to Islamic Sharia. The website asserted that states which support the terrorist groups are responsible before the International Court of Criminal Justice. The website pointed out that Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Turkey, Britain and the US supported the terrorists with money and weapons. This support makes them accessories responsible for the crime. The Russian paper Argumenty Nedal said that although Erdogan addressed Syria with a strong provocative voice, he never dared to go any further. The paper added that the Erdogan government was fully aware that it could not approach the Syrian coast because Syria has rocket systems capable of destroying any ship. The paper also said that the Turkish government realizes that its air force could not frighten Syria, which never hesitated to bring down the Turkish plane that violated its airspace. In Egypt, the ancient Coptic church named Bishop Tuardus as a new pope, replacing Pope Shenouda III, who died last March. Bishop Tuardus was selected among 3 senior clerks whose names were considered consensus candidates in the papal vote last Monday.